Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Kentman. Youngstown State basketball, the men, mid to late year, they generate some excitement. They go on a win streak. We're here. We're giving them all the kudos. Finally figured it out. Got a style they could win with. ... Season ends a little slower, maybe a little quicker than you would like. Now we're going to look and we're going to analyze this thing a little bit and talk about it. 12-20, 8-10 in a horizon that no longer has Butler, Valpo, or Loyola.
Yeah, it's we were really hard on Coach Calhoun and his staff early in the year, saying they were trying to run and gun, games getting the hundreds. They changed their style. We gave them their kudos, and now we're back to lighting them up again because I don't like a couple things that were said. First of all, they tried to make it sound like this season felt like more like year one than year two. Hey, George,
Yeah.
when you take over a team,
The minute you flip the lights. They should tell that coach down at Central Florida that he didn't win those 12 games, those football games.
it
He didn't
doesn't
win
count.
them. No.
Because it was year one.
It was year one. Year one's next
Yeah,
year.
year one goes
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, tell that guy at Ohio State if he goes 6-5 next year that's year zero.
Yes, that was really by year one.
And he'll be out.
Yeah, so we didn't like that comment. And then secondly, they're talking about how they made major progress. And then I look and see 2 Division I non-conference wins in 2 seasons.
I remember them beating Georgia.
That's when Slocum was coaching.
Yeah,
Yeah, they won many. No, they won many when he was there. And they have 2 in 2 seasons. So I could not say progress because it's a weaker league,
it's
way weaker league. We're going next year will be the year. I usually say 4. So I'll say this: Coach Calhoun in year 4, that's the one we'll say that wow, did he do a great job? He said he was going to do this and do that, and he did it. But that comment about year 1, and
we're good till that.
and then you get 2 wins out of league.
Yeah.
You know those Westminster wins don't add up to us.
No, no, Geneva and Westminster.
You beat those teams.
They shouldn't.
No,
I
they don't
understand playing them because the big boys play, a game.
I don't.
or two
Oh no,
to
I don't mind them
pat,
playing.
But you can't crow about it.
No, yeah, you can't say you're making progress when
No.
you've only won 2. So
No.
the progress was made at Springfield High School this year. 1 basket away from moving on to the States. 46-43 loss to Richmond Heights, who's always really good. That is a great season for Springfield. I want to give kudos out to them saying, listen, you had a lot of firsts this year, and that one almost took you all the way down. That regional final at Canton Fieldhouse, I played in that game. It's so excitement. I can still hear the acoustics of that place. It's an amazing job, amazing year. Congratulations to a local team that almost went to the state finals.
Yeah, that's an excellent season. When you get that close, and I said somebody was saying something, and I tweeted. I said, if you're not happy at this point in the year, it's on you.
Great point.
And if somebody's being critical, it's a couch jockey.
Yes.
There's a lot of couch jockeys out there. Their claim to fame, they manage the Elks Club in the minor league, little league.
Yeah, what a great statement that is by George, saying your goal every year is to play in March. And if you're playing at all in March, it has been a sensational season.
You remind me of something. We were giving lessons one day over in this school outside of Butler, and I told them, I said, we want to be playing in March. And the coach said, you have to tell them what that means. Remember?
Because
the girls over there, they didn't know.
They had no idea.
Never played.
No, they just thought automatically.
It's over. Thank you. Valentine's Day. We're done.
February, every year, and so many times, George and our squads and other good squads over there thought you're supposed to be playing late.
Oh,
that's what
March is the idea.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be
I went
doing.
on my mom's birthday a couple. I always thought she was looking down.
That's awesome.
I always thought it was March 12th.
That's awesome.
And I always thought, I said, she helped us out
Special day that
a little
day.
bit. Hey, that's what it's all about. But to be picking, and one kid over in PA there doesn't want to be this time of year. You don't want to be a contributor.
Oh my gosh.
I had the goosebumps the other night. I was, how when they bring them together and the principals come,
Yes.
and the ADs and everything. I said to someone, I said, I miss this part.
That's a great thrill,
I don't
yes.
miss the July 6th
Right.
jumping over the cones in the gym,
Right.
reading the Farmer News magazine at the Butler Burger King. I don't miss that part. But,
Yes.
man, that part the other night, you know. But, Albert, you know, you've seen it. Kids are different. Like, I don't know where you would hear a phrase like it sounded like a parent's phrase to me. I don't want to be in the so-and-so show. It sounded to me like it was a parent's phrase, and I thought, Mom and Dad, what are you doing?
Parents' phrases are not good phrases.
What are you doing?
Because very seldom are they positive to the coach
In the
or to
Final
their.
Four.
Yeah, well, you're still playing.
Oh, my
It's been an
goodness.
unbelievable year.
Yeah, the kids did great. These Springfield kids, they're going to remember this, and they're going to think one play, one hoop. If I'd have got that one ball or something.
Yes, they'll still be talking about years from now in the reunions. They'll be saying, "How about that
How
2019
about that? We
team?"
went further than.
Yeah, any team.
How about
yes.
this Youngstown State women's golf?
How about that finishing second in the Spring Invitational at Savannah, Georgia? Unbelievable. One stroke behind Butler. When you go and you play some big campuses around this country and you come in second place, we want to give kudos to the Youngstown golf team. We'll be following you closely the rest of the year, and you and the boys team, and hopefully we'll come back stronger with some great wins along this tennis and golf year. Congratulations to YSU.
We're going to talk NCAA hoops, but we have a special coming, so look for it. Normally, we would have led off today after our local segment with NCAA hoops, but we're going to save it. We have a special coming up. Please look for it. Greg will have it up, and it'll be worth watching. You'll learn something. You'll hear two idiots might not like what you hear, but we'll have some thoughts
Yes.
you don't hear from these talking heads where they all say the same thing. Duke, 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 Duke. And then Vital gets on there, and he talked about mediocrity. He should know about mediocrity because he's still in the air.
He had it.
He shouldn't even be in the air, you know.
He likes to scream a lot.
But anyhow, we'll talk about that. So let's start with Major League Baseball. This setup where they go to Japan, then come back, play more exhibition, and then start. What? Whose idea was that?
That globalization thought is out there for anybody. You know, they'll take advantage of trying to make money any way they can, and that's a business, George. That's
Do you
what it
like
is.
that?
No, I don't like it at all.
I believe it's this Wednesday
It is.
or next Wednesday.
No, it's coming
then
right
they
now.
come back and play some more practice games. Then they start for real the 29th. Is there any way that makes sense?
I wouldn't change anything about Major League Baseball the way it used to be, but everything's changing every year.
Whoa. How about this one? Pitcher has to face three batters. That's not baseball.
Yeah, I don't want to change any of them. So that's what I know. I'm really on the other side.
No,
of that.
you're way- but you're-
I get that.
Yeah, but
I
you're
get
way
that.
right on this one. In other words, what sport lends itself to numbers? I guarantee you knew Babe Ruth from the time you were little.
Yes.
You knew Maris from the time you were little.
Yes.
You knew it. Now it's like, the batter, three batters? Why? You want a lefty to get a lefty, then you get the righty, then you get that's part of the game.
It is part of the game. I don't want any changes that analytics is trying to push down my throat, and I get it. I get that they could be successful. I just like the game of baseball as a fan, to sit and relax for three and a half hours, popcorn, laugh with my wife, talk to the ushers. So I don't need rule changes, George, to make me to go to the game.
Go stuff.
Yes.
I've never gone to a game once and thought about when I was leaving before it started. Where I get television's part in it,
Right.
you know, fitting that next program
Right.
in. But I sure don't get.
Not from a fan standpoint.
And let's talk about baseball because it's a have and have not business. We're going to talk about the major players. I'm just going to mention the team and you give me your thoughts. I put the heavy hitters on. If I miss the heavy hitter when we're done, you tell me. I put the guys that will reach and see. I'm leery. I'm going to get down, look at the Major League Baseball totals, but I'm always leery because I know what the Yankees and Boston and the Cubs will do in July.
Yeah, when George is talking about if the Yankees start off well and they're really playing good baseball and you come into July, come into August, they're going to pick up two new players that will make them go even to another level. They don't think about money at all. When they're winning, they'll pay anything. And
let's talk about Boston. They fit that category.
Oh, they fit it.
Now they're short at the end of it, so you know they're getting a reliever somewhere.
They're the highest paying team in the Major League Baseball, so they're not even thinking about not spending a dime. They're going to spend whatever they need.
If they start bad early, Kimbrel's out there now, right? Still.
Kimball's still out there for other teams.
Yeah.
They won't bring him back.
No,
They won't
but
bring him back.
they'll get somebody,
for
and then somebody who's dumping will.
Be ready to give him to something from 6 prospects.
Now the Yankees we've talked about. They did this little economizing thing because they had all these young guys. But you wait about 3 years and look at that Yankee payroll. It will be impossible for them to be under 240.
Yeah, they went on and signed 2 really good relievers, and they know the game. Baseball's changed relieving. They put a power pack team out there, signing Tulowitzki and LeMahieu in the inside of the shortstop and second base. So they strengthened themselves in the positions they were worried about. Yankees were going to have a sensational year, unless Severino's out for a long, long time, which I don't think he is.
No,
they are
got them at 100
picked up
again?
Paxton. Yeah, they're 96.5 is their.
What do you have?
Total.
100?
I think over 100. I think there's.
I heard a guy, Mad Dog, as much as I don't care for him, he was yapping about their schedule. They play Baltimore, Kansas City.
That's where they play.
The first 6 weeks, that's all they play.
Yeah, they do. They should.
I mean, it all evens out.
They should be 30 and 12 after the first 42 games.
No, and then it's
That's
over.
where they're at.
It's
So
over.
if you play 500 the rest of the way,
Yeah.
you're close to going over.
Yeah, you're 18 over. You're going to finish, 90 and 72.
Yeah,
How's that? That's without even trying.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's look at Houston.
They did lose pitchers. They lost Morton, lost Quable, however you say his name, Connectal.
Yeah.
But they still have the best lineup in baseball on the field. They're healthy, and they are ready to make that move this year. They're ready, full blast to go behind Cole, and they're going to be just fine.
So they got Verlander, Cole. You're not Keuchel, he could be lost. Sonny Gray, the Yanks got rid of him. These guys they get rid of generally. They're on the downside.
Yeah,
they rarely get rid
Keuchel,
of
you say, that's right.
the
Yeah,
stud.
I think they'll miss Keuchel. I think
Okay.
because he comes out there every day and throws. I think they'll miss.
Okay.
I think they'll miss him.
That's
But I just think that they're fine. They're fine. The lineup they put out there, they'll put 5-6 runs up every day. So Houston's the teams we're mentioning are the teams going to be there.
Altuve was hurt last year. The shortstop was hurt. Those guys are there for 160. Look out, right?
Yeah, those 3 we just started out with. George mentioned.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 I think is win the World Series. I don't see anybody else from in the National League beating them.
But they're going to be one lucky hot team that somes say, see, it doesn't matter.
But I'm
then
saying
they'll
those
go
are
back
3.
to oblivion. How about the Dodgers? Money's no object with them.
Jeez, not at all. I don't have them rated that highly. They're going to win games just because they're the Dodgers. But I still think when they get into the World Series or NL playoffs, they can be beat.
How about they were in there for Harper? They offered him, I don't know what that boy, someone should have talked to that boy. He need drug tested. They offered 3 years at some exorbitant price, like 40-some million each, and he refused.
You'll know more about this than I. My reading has said that the taxes in California
They are.
immense, and he'd make less anyway because of how much money they take out of him. So
He's going to Pennsylvania. We're 3%.
So he said, I guess California must be gigantic, whatever they are.
New York's worse. New York, that Cuomo,
New York's worse than California?
Oh, no, they're leaving New York in droves.
Okay.
Because of the taxes.
Okay.
Cubs. We know that as much as I dislike Joe Madden, would I like to see them go 80 and 80? Would that make my summer?
They're not.
That bum got fired about halfway through.
They're
He
not.
could get fired. But there's just too much talent and too much pocketbook behind it.
Yeah, and they picked up Hamels last year, and they pick up pitchers. That's they're hoping that their pitching holds up because they got good starting pitching. And when these days the bullpen's everything. But if you got starters, if your third starter is like a first starter, and you're going against the teams, your thirds going against your third. You have the big matchup. That's what the Cubs have. So the Cubs, George, I think at 91 or something like that.
Yeah.
They'll probably be right around.
Yeah,
there.
I thought they were an under, but I wasn't certain. St. Louis, pick up Goldschmidt. I got a buddy. I call him Carl Malone because he's a mailman. He loves St. Louis. And last year he liked Seattle. He was right on.
Well, they're going to be better with Goldschmidt.
He'll 110 RBIs, right?
And they
Mark it down?
Yeah. So they got nice pitching. I like St. Louis too. In the National League, I would think they're going to win some games this year.
They do. What is it about them? They're not the flashy, flip
They
the
have a great
wallet
farm
out
system.
Yankee.
Great farm
But they're steady. They're
They
like the
churn 'em out.
turtle, aren't they?
Yeah, they churn out the farm system. They bring up Bader.
And they're not afraid to spend.
And over that one player, they went out and got him.
Martinez or the pitcher the same way or whatever.
Yes.
All right, how about Philly? You go out and get. Would I love to see them be about 500? There's something about this guy. He doesn't come over to me.
Harper.
No.
Well, I'm hoping the same thing. So we're both on the same wavelength. Their pitch is still, they got Nola, but other than that, I don't see great pitching. So they're going to have to try to outscore some teams.
Is there
They're
Nola an ace? Is he an ace?
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he is.
Okay, so they don't have the four
They have
behind
one ace. They have an ace. They have an ace.
Okay.
We'll see how the young kids hold up in the bullpen. Last year they did well. Atlanta's in that same division. Atlanta came on strong last year. Philadelphia it looks like they've taken a jump past Atlanta. And we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, Atlanta had some young kids came through.
Yeah, they did.
Are we going to throw the Mets out, even though they have two
Never
great
throw them out.
starters?
They stay healthy. And they got four good pitchers. Wheeler came on strong last year.
Okay.
Syndergaard, and still got DeGrom. They really have, but they always hurt. They come into the season with great starting pitching and end up being hurt. If their starting pitch hangs up, if it stays in, they'll be a surprise team. That pitching every week, every game will be 1-0, 2-1. They picked up a couple guys, put more bats on their. I really like their pitching staff.
Now I saved the local for last: the Indians and the Pirates.
Well, they both can go over their number, but I don't think they can do damage in the long run.
Not major.
No, I don't think so. I think
But the Pirates about 84.
if they got 84, that's a great year for them.
What's their number? 78.
Yeah, 70, 75 and a half or something. I don't know. Not that high.
I have them over that.
It's not that high. No, it's not that
Okay.
high. Their pitching's good.
Cleveland?
No, Pittsburgh's pitching's good.
pitches.
But their lineup,
wow.
but their lineup's not strong at
Hey,
all.
their starters and their closers.
They have both.
Gee.
No, they have good bullpen. They have total bullpen.
Now, what if Gung hits 25 homers?
Oh, yeah,
You
Gung
know
and
what
Bell.
I think? I think Gung will hit. Bell, I have to be because
Right.
I've watched him strike out too many times. Gung, I think, will hit.
Well, he's hitting for no average and hitting a lot of home runs, which is today's world of analytics.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to alternate with Moran. Moran's having a terrible spring. We'll see what happens. It's hard for me to judge spring training, George, because they don't play.
No.
They play on a Monday.
They're not trying.
Then they don't play till Friday.
That's what a guy said to me today. Oh, he hit 3 homers. I said, yeah, I guess the guy's driving a bread truck.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Can Kluber come back and be the ace that they wanted to be? I thought at the end of the year he went downhill. We'll hope, because Cleveland still has a top flight upper echelon of the rotation. And
Kluber's the kind of guy, when I hear what the other pitchers say about him, I know how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading this thing one day, and this kid, like a young pitcher, he says, oh my goodness, he's talking about him like he's a saint.
yeah, he does have nasty stuff, and he works hard. That combination, but I always worry about his pitch count for the years and years and years. Might be playing on his arm a little bit. He was down with his velocity last year. I really like him. I like him as a person. I'm saying I'm hoping he pitches really well for them. And as Tribe fans, you know that. You're hoping that Lindor and the crew has a great year for
Well, with
for
Detroit,
them.
Minnesota, and Kansas City, who are you looking over your shoulder at?
Oh,
Minnesota?
my. They're the best of those three. The White Sox in it.
Yeah, I have them improving this year.
Yeah, you couldn't say any better. Kansas City is going to steal a lot of bases, but they're not going to do anything else.
Detroit.
And Detroit's
Those two Pirate guys, they're both starters.
yeah. Mercer and Harrison are both starting in the
They're
infield.
kind
Yes.
of at the end of their
Yes,
run.
they're not the same players they were, right?
Okay, let's talk NBA now. Did you hear that big thud? It was the Lakers hitting the bottom. Only the Knicks, though, can be trying to lose and win a game down 13 with 3:45. Only the Knicks could come back and win that game.
Well, they screw up the draft pick anyway, so
Yeah, it won't matter.
So it won't make any difference.
They won't fill the cold envelope,
No,
right?
yeah,
Like
so-
they have for Pat Ewing, the cold envelope.
Yes.
They put it in the freezer, and then the guy picked it. Let's talk about the Lakers, though. That has been an utter.
Well,
Now, LeBron's
It's
making
LeBron.
lots of movies. He's doing the barbershop show. He's got a game show coming out with Tim Tebow hosting. But, man, and last night he pulled that Calipari thing out. Dang it. I wanted to like this guy. He's making it impossible. He missed 11 shots the fourth quarter, okay?
Yep.
11. And he goes, well, my teammates are young.
It's always
LeBron.
teammates.
LeBron, did you see him sitting over by
I did.
himself?
I can't take that. That really hurts me. It hurts me that as a coach,
Oh.
and we're both coaches, that a player would give up on his team just because of losing games. and sit down at the end of the bench and talk to somebody in the crowd with a smile on his face.
Thinking it's funny. Like,
Yes.
like I'm not part of that. Those guys over there stink, but I don't.
Yeah, I made my money. I got everything. I got my.
But how about when you miss
I got my
11
rings.
shots yourself?
Yeah, look at
Who
yourself.
lost that game? I'm asking
Yeah,
you.
don't put
He
anybody,
lost it.
Don't put anybody else in that. Don't mention any teammates. Don't mention any coach.
And he drove in there and double pumped that last terrible shot off of 1 foot with a hand on
He's
the
always
ball.
done that. He's always done that.
And what hurts, he can't make 2 foul shots anyway.
No, he's never improved
He'd have
that part.
split them.
He's never improved that part of his game.
Talk to me about, I mean, we were his fan at one time.
I'm still his fan.
I'm struggling.
I'm still his fan, but I look at him as a disappointment with how he's acting. And so now I see he was a good guy when they were winning. You know, which is quite a trait that a lot of them have.
Yeah, I'm funny when I'm up 22.
Yes.
I'm funny.
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody in the NBA is the best person in the world when you're winning games.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how they handle it when they're not. What a struggle it is for LeBron. He cannot get through this. He's won his whole life.
And the other thing, too, he and Magic, they're going to pull. Meantime, Magic looks like a dud, too. He coached 10 games and quit. He hasn't done. He was going to bring all these free agents
Right.
to LA. And it appears now these guys would rather go to the Clippers than play with LeBron.
Let's hope that happens that way. I'd like to see the Clippers be successful. I really would.
Yeah,
I would like to see them
yeah,
successful.
yeah. No,
Yes.
you hit it right. Now let's talk about the Final Four in the East. We got Milwaukee. We got the Sixers. We got the Celtics, and we got Toronto. And that's leaving Indiana out, who I wouldn't sleep on.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched them upset people.
Right.
That Final Four is as good as any.
Yeah, it's not as good as the West, though. No, it's good.
Competitively.
Yeah, they are equal, though.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
can't-
mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't pick the winner coming out.
No, I couldn't pick the winner.
Who's it going to be? I mean, Milwaukee's had the great season. So if you're going to take somebody who's had the great season, you go with Milwaukee.
Brogdon's
Brogdon's out. I saw it. Yes, I did.
He's the only, by the way, 40, 50, 90 guy in the league. So
That's why it hurts.
Brogdon, that's a big deal.
He was always consistent with his shooting, and it's hard to lose those shooters when playoff time. You need
Who
to
do
get
you
big
see
basket.
in the East? If I
Milwaukee.
said,
I just said they've had the best season.
the Freak had 52 yesterday.
I don't want to think that you play that just to win and then don't play in the playoffs. So Milwaukee is the most successful. Has won games against the West. I'll take Milwaukee coming out.
Yeah, that guy's special. That kid, 52.
The Greek Freak.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
Now let's talk about this. The MVP. Give me a case for Harden.
There is no case. He is the MVP.
In other words,
Yeah, this is a runaway.
just go like this.
Yeah, it's a runaway this year.
That's what Chris Paul said yesterday. They asked him. He said, "This guy."
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes you mentioned 2 or 3 guys. There's nobody close this year.
Greek Freak.
They were struggling. No, Harden's the MVP.
Even though his team's in first
yeah,
place.
Harden's the MVP.
Remember in the old days how much weight that carried having your team in first place? It would have been in the '60s. The Freak would have got it.
Yes, and what happened was Houston got hurt, and he decided to go to that routine we've talked about, the dribbling and shooting routine, hit all those 30s in a row. I don't know how many games it was, and Houston is playing tremendously. Since then, they went like 34-11 on a roll, complete roll.
They're my pick to win it,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah, me too. So usually we don't agree with that,
No.
but I have Houston winning it too.
And I hate to. Don't get me wrong. I don't even say I like watching it.
No,
I
they're going to win.
watched
I
them
think they're
play
winning.
last night. And
Well, I heard my grandsons yelling, "Another dunk for Capella." I said, did he lob it? He said, yep, he got in there and lobbed the ball to the rim.
Boom.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
KD, no, just that's too much balance on the rest of the guys for him to.
Yeah.
He might be the MVP.
Yes,
but he's not getting.
He's
the
not
MVP.
getting it for sure. Yeah, and Durant's missed some games lately. He's doing the same. They're all getting rested up for the playoffs, George. This time of year,
They only have
I'm
11
saying,
games left.
Yeah, that's it. They're getting ready. That's when they really play. The defensive side goes up, and the offensive side goes up.
Is there anybody else in either league that you could give
No.
him, like Paul George?
I want to give him 2.
Okay.
George's been out for a long time, hurt. So it's Harden and the Freak. It's a 2-man race,
Okay.
and it'll be interesting to see the voting. I think Harden. I'm picking Harden, but as George said, when you win all those games, sometimes they give it to the best
It's hard.
player.
It's
Yes.
hard to just. But the world's so different than when we grew
Right.
up. And they'll kick an MVP off a team and finish next to last. In the old days, you know what I mean. It
Based
would've-
on winning a lot, right?
Yeah. NHL, the Pens are treading water
all you need
right
right now.
when we think they're okay. They blow one, but yet they're still fine. And I heard the talking heads last night talking. They would like them to play the Islanders in the first round, as opposed to screwing around and ending up with a real tough series. Is that the way you see
No,
it?
the Islanders can beat them too. So they're wrong. Once you get in the playoffs, Anybody can win that 7 game. There is no favorites in hockey. Tampa Bay is. Tampa Bay's a favorite in the East. Okay. But other than that, next 7 can beat each other up.
Didn't we have an 8 and a 7 one year when we were over here working?
The Kings were one of them. The Kings,
we had an 8 and a 7.
Yes.
In basketball, it's ones you can guarantee it's
almost guaranteed.
Let's talk NFL. We got 5 minutes. We could do a whole show on free agents, but let's just talk about one team, the local team, the crowd favorite around here, the stinking Browns. There's no excuses left, boys.
No, they're excited. They should be excited.
Oh my goodness!
They went out and spent money. Went out and tried to get the best players they can. It's hard going from losing to winning. I thought they're winning at the end of this year. Mm-hmm. Will help carry over a little bit.
How about Beckham Jr.? Do you deal with him, or do you think maybe having Landry on the team?
No, they're buds. They're both idiots.
It'll be double.
Oh no, that's why that's what I think. It's
you think it's going to blow up?
Yeah, I think that's my worry. I don't think but that'd make me worry. Okay. When you put 2 of them together, and it was like Bell and Blunt.
So he needed to go to our boy Fitz out in Arizona.
Yeah, no, but he wouldn't go there.
No,
he wouldn't go there.
All right.
How about how bad it has to be for the Giants to want to get rid of a guy?
Did you see him not dive on that?
That's how sad.
Onside kick. That'd pack him up
it's a sad commentary when you're rated as one of the 4 best receivers.
Oh, he is.
And they're trying
to
get rid of him.
No,
they're trying hard to get rid of him.
They want him out.
But the Browns take anybody right now because they're trying to win.
And they basically said the Giants was, we're backing our coach and GM. This guy cussing out the coach and everything. We don't.
He's a cancer.
He's a cancer. But you can't tie your boat to Eli Manning.
If you win in Cleveland,
can they win the division?
Sure.
Are they the favorite?
I never give Cleveland a favor because they have to jump everybody instantly. Okay. I mean, don't think Baltimore's going to. You think Baltimore's looking at Cleveland and think,
oh, we can't beat them.
No. You think Pittsburgh's thinking?
No, seriously.
That's why. See, it isn't like this isn't what they think it is. It's going to be easy.
It's not like the Bears. They're already good.
Yes, they're going to really play.
Okay. Should they win the division? Should.
No, not should.
Okay.
It's a toss-up. Those 3 teams.
Okay.
I think it's a toss-up.
Tennessee gets Tannehill. We never liked Mariota. We don't like Tannehill, so we don't care.
Yeah.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to get the guy from Yale or Harvard. He's Fitz. He's going to come in and win 6 games and screw up the draft because they want to tank for Tua. And they're not going to.
The old tanking.
Tank for Tua.
In all sports.
It's coming now.
I hate that too.
I know you hate it.
People play to lose instead of win.
How about Brown at Oakland? Good spot for him?
There's no spot good for him. If he gets the ball thrown to him,
yeah, he won't.
He'll be fine. You said it. I mean, you're the one who called it.
Oh, okay.
Said, listen, he'd rather catch 12 balls.
No, there's no.
Than worry about the scoreboard.
Albert, there's certain things I'm sure of. That's one of them.
You said
Bell to the Jets. I mean, he seems pretty spry, but he messed himself out of money, and secondly, Jets haven't been good since Joe Namath.
No, running backs don't carry any load in my mind in the pros anymore. No. It's a passing league, George. Mm-hmm. If there's 10 plays, 7 are passing. Mm-hmm. That's where he can do damage. Yeah, I'll give him that credit. He's a really good receiver. Receiver.
The next thing in the NFL is going to be guaranteed money. It's going to be the next.
You see it coming?
Yeah.
The owners are going to give in?
No. Remember, the owners are billionaires, the players are millionaires. Who gives first?
I say it all the time.
I can tell you who gives first.
And people get tired of me
hearing. Who could go without a check, Art Rooney or Bell?
I say it every year, that the owners are going to win this thing. I know you think the players are strong, and all of a sudden, George, week 7 or whatever, week 6, when you don't get that paycheck. Hey, Mama's saying, where's my money at?
Yeah, Mama decided this. Hey, we got a minute. Pennsylvania, they got a great way of doing their basketball playoffs. Teams 7 hours apart meet 4 hours in the middle in front of no people. Wow. God bless. Don't they see what Ohio does?
Ohio's done it for years better.
Huh?
We've said it forever. Pennsylvania needs to come over and watch Ohio in action. Watch their state tournament drawing 13,000 per game.
Yeah.
And it's just the way you do it. Yep. Ohio does it right.
Hey, it's first year of legalized gambling in Pittsburgh. People here an hour away. I mean, if you want to get down there, I hear they're going Thursday and Friday to watch on TV.
They'll be there for sure.
Yeah. Hey, you heard it here. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.